Welcome. Good morning. How about the Seahawks? Uh, they got good defense, y'all. Should he run the ball back too? We get watched pretty soon. Maybe the best offense, I would say, probably in the NFL. If you talk about the Rams, and they play next week, maybe I don't know. Maybe the Bears win. It wouldn't surprise me to see the Bears win. You're getting, I think, value from Chicago, but I think the Rams tough. The bet I would tell you to make is round robin, the Dodgers with the Mariners and the Rams with the Seahawks to win the NFL and MLB championship. You'll get good odds. Look at it. It's a good future bet, I would tell you. Everybody knows I'm a huge Mariners fan. Best pitching maybe in baseball, but the Dodgers are going to be really tough. It looks like LA and Seattle for baseball and football to me, I would tell you. So we'll see what happens too in New England. Bo Nix out, broke his ankle. That's no good. Stidham going to have to play. Gary, the Hawks are 100% for real. They play probably the best defense. Everybody say Houston. The Seahawks play really good defense. Leonard Williams gets a sack. I mean, yeah, San Francisco is beat down, but like the Hawks defense is real. It's like that group built to be really good. And the offense, Darnold, effective. Everybody talk about he had an oblique issue, probably did, and we'll get to rest a little bit. They're good, man. JSN gets a TD. Kenneth Walker went crazy on offense. The kid can run. Charbonnet got hurt. That was a bummer to see. Hopefully he's okay. That would be a big thing. But they're the real deal. Good. All right. If you're an e-user, I didn't cover. Actually, we're going to talk LeCompte real quick. Jameson Mugg gets. I looked at this source. I actually saw the source on somebody said a work report or something. I don't know who does it, but they had the 3. Jameson Mugg gets his first win. 1 for 47 at the meet. Good for him. Like, I mean, the horse I think was working well. Honestly, I didn't see a video, but somebody sent a report and I saw it on a list. It was a good day though. Tied the knot made sense here. You got great value too. Like, and if you're an e-user, this was the Jensone horse. Good for him. We knew Jackson Hole was the single. That was the early single. Made sense. Todd Fletcher got that win. Like, Todd Fletcher had a day, man. Got 2 wins, Todd Fletcher did. Classic time there was Jose. We talked about that horse. Did not have this horse. 2% firster. I don't know. The horse that drew in ran second. I talked about his heart in the maidens, right? Knocking it off one here. This was Paco and Steve. The maidens are hard in my opinion. I don't know. I haven't been able to figure out how horses are working. So usually wrong one here made sense. Reagan's Honor won this race. I can't remember if we talked this horse. I played the pick 6. I would tell you all, Fairgrounds yesterday. I just missed my late single lost log, so we'll talk about that in a second. But Reagan's Honor made sense here. I put, and this was a tough race again as a maiden, but it was CJ West. I mean, Maduro, we knew it'd be good. I got on Sweet Treasure, but I think Maduro shouldn't have got off that horse. That should have been the late single and tried. And we talked about taking by the wind. McPeak ends up winning at 4-1, which is crazy value because the Tropa got crushed. We talked, too deep there. Lagos ran second to Kupin. I thought this horse might be vulnerable. I was flat out wrong. The one horse won there. It was the good race to single, I thought. It was a great race. And then, we talked about Cellarize on the lead. Pratt Fletcher made tons of sense. And then Golden Tempo and Cherie at Mesquite, made a lot of sense. We talked about. So it was a great LeComp card. Let's talk today. So it's actually a really good card, I would say. You could play the pick 6. I'll talk about race 5 is interesting, and then I have back-to-back singles in race 6 and 7. So Custom Punch burned a lot of money, had a big win percent, but I talked about this horse. If you're an e-user, you saw this. vulnerable favorite. This horse would back up in the Scotty Longshot Wins one line ruler. And this was the Henry horse and live long shot, man. One line ruler. And you'll see this if you're an e-user, right? Got back in the Henry barn and showed the ability in that barn and got a chance to relax. And you can see with this horse that showed ability to sit right up. And the 6 horse is the true definition of a money burner, I would tell you. This horse stops every time Ben Curtis tried to wire. The 4, you get 1740. It was amazing there. You could beat that horse. All right, I got to do them all again today because I'm going to do it fast. I didn't want to cut them off. We have 18 minutes. So in between now and then, we will get through this. My Liam makes sense here. You could go multiple ways though here. The 4 might get a pace to run into, might not, I don't know. The 5 Dr. Nico could probably run in this race too. The 4 come off. I mean, this is a kind of a wacky race, I would say. But I was 6-4-5. Not like super strong opinion. Long shot the 3, so that'd be like a 4th pick even, but I don't know. I didn't love that race. In race 3, I mean, use that 9 as the base, as the win percent, gonna show speed. C-Mac Jack Boss, I think, fits. The 8 Polar Bear Plunge, Jose riding, gonna take a lot of money, but I don't think has to win the race. High stakes ruler has shown some ability to stock off the pace on the turf, maybe. I mean, you might get, there's a big value on. This is, I thought, kind of a tough turf race. I have a strong opinion between those 4. And again, you can see C-Mac Dak Boss winning this race 14%. You're going to get value. Shane is Paco. They haven't rode. Paco is not rode well at all on the turf, but he dominates on the dirt. We'll talk about him later, I would say. But I mean, it's going to be at a price. He's probably going to win another race on the turf pretty soon. Teddy put out the numbers every day on X from Fairgrounds. You can see he's not riding well on the turf. But if I was going to, I didn't play the early sequence. I'm going to make some late bets. I wanted to just kind of watch, and it's a really good card. This would have been my early single. I didn't play it. We talked that 6 was a vulnerable favorite. You got a great price to start the pick 5. I would have probably singled here. Hardman, Shipson, Pedroza rides. I mean, this horse is so live. I mean, it's going to take money, I would guess. I mean, I don't know if there's enough with the 7 fit. I was 137. If I would have singled, this would be where I would have singled. It's race 5 is probably kind of probably the most confusing race, I would say, on the card, because there are so many different dynamics. But the one here wins. It's Hardman, it's Pedroza. He ships him from Oakland Park, second off the layoff. They're 39%. They were a lot higher. They haven't won the last couple mounts, but ships in on the rail, going to 8.5. I don't know what the pace is going to be like. So it's a little bit wonky, I would say, on who decides. A little bit of a jockey's race. Notion maybe for Ramirez comes in here in race 4, and he rode this horse. He comes out of Evangeline and Delta. He's only rode once at Fairground, but he comes in to ride and was there, and they came off the pace going 8. It's 2 churns. I mean, I think this horse will run a really good race. So it's tough because, maybe, and hey, Boss fits. It was only these 3, in my opinion. I'm getting rid of there. So it's like strong opinion, really high win percent. It's Hardman, it's Pedroza. Are they going to run? Is this sort of surprise at a price when this kid comes into town to ride on this fairground circuit? I mean, he won both of these races. Those were both of 56. In Mouton 0 for 10 at Fairgrounds. I mean, going to get a win here finally? The one thing I would say about covering this meet last year is the meet changes at some point. You get a lot of dynamic with what happens down on the Louisiana circuit. I think it's kind of interesting. So it's kind of fun to cover. But I mean, maybe this horse wins, but it's kind of like, I mean, Hartman and Pedroza have been so hot, they're going to win another one. And he ships in here. I mean, but it's such a jockey's race because, like, who's going to go to the lead? Pedroza just going to send? I mean, Nieves rides here. I mean, the 4 probably going. I think this horse, it stopped here and then off the claim now, but the trainer 0 for 13 at the meet. I mean, I don't love. Time to Party, I don't really love. It's Castillo Wong, though. I mean, is Wong going to get a win here? I mean, he's had a good meet, but I don't know. For me, 137. I mean, the 5's the question mark for Wong. We don't really show it's super strong of a horse and it just backs up, but can it stock here? I mean, it won a 60 at Delta. It's now dropping to a 56. I mean, this horse fits. So I don't know. It's kind of was tough. So that'd be my opinion, especially if you're going to play the pick 5. I mean, so, you know, for me, I got to kind of decide there. I do like 2 horses. We'll talk race 5. We got 12 minutes till the next race. So I don't know what's going to happen on the turf. Jose going to just go to the lead and walk the dog? Are they going to let that happen? I mean, this is the most interesting race, I would say, on the whole card. And then we'll talk best bet in the next race. But I would double into the next race too. I think you could play a cold pick 3 in this race. Is a very long shot bet. We'll talk about that. And I like it. You don't have to play it for a lot. Great weather though they still have. So the 2 Lock Fine or Lock Fien, I don't remember. We had race last out. That was a 48 SOR. Ran on for second, was in the tempos and came running on. And Mitch Monroe rides, and they raced in that race versus, I believe, we lose any. I cut all of these horses. I narrowed to all of these. Jose might wire. I mean, this McPeak on the turf. I don't know what's going to happen here. McPeak won yesterday. That was such a great win. We talked about that horse. Good buddy Jake, they knew that horse was live. So the 5, Norm Castillo rides. This horse comes out of the race on 12:26. And that was in the same race with Faithful Departed. So you have the 12 and the 5 that were all in that same race with the 2 on 12:26. I watched this race. It's a 48, right? So, the 4 is coming out of the dirt on the turf. I don't know. I mean, this horse might be working well. I mean, and then you have the 1, right? It's Tom Amos, Declan Cannon. They come from a turf sprint, 12:19. You get a 10-point GSR increase. This horse might run on the turf. Napoli is the second pick. You have a big E morning line angle in race 5, 9-2 off of 12-1 odds makers morning line. I mean, Stidham, Brian Hernandez, they've been hitting at 57%. I mean, is this horse going to get back on the turf? I mean, ran okay, but that was in a 44 and then raced on the dirt. The GSR a little bit stronger on the dirt. There's good value on that horse. I mean, the 5 is a live long shot here. I mean, this is a good turf race. The 2 and the 5, this horse was for the place last out. The horse was keen down on the rail. I think probably wanted to go to the front. So I'm not sure. I mean, I think that they're going to go probably with this McPeak horse if Jose goes. But there's not a lot of speed. But the 5, I think they have to send. The horse was keen last out. And so the 10 was, or the 2 was on a 10 post and ran on and finished second to the leader. And the 12, the two lots of objection against the winner that day, and that's a 48 SOR. The one's coming out of a 50 might get the stretch out. The two comes out of a 48, ran on there, was in the objection. The McPeak's a question mark. Jose, my wire. Jose's good on the turf. Castillo here, again, in that same race, was on the rail. The horse was keen. It's the Faithfully Departed, I will tell you. So you're going to get a huge price in Jarrett Loveberry Rise for Forster. He's 1 for 10 at the meet. J-Love rode last out, and the horse was in the same race. It had the most troubled trip, I would say, in the old race. It was next to Paco, who ended up being on the winner, who came out of irons, and they kind of bounced a little bit at the start, right? And then didn't have room, was shut off twice in the stretch, and comes out of that same race. This horse had the worst trip, in my opinion, from all of it. Again, you have Stidham Murrow here. This horse going to take action. The 7 take money. The 12 I would say, is a massive live long shot, is a must use. If you're going to play late, you could spread. I'd also play a 12-6-6 cold pick 3. It'll be high odds. And decide what you want to do. I haven't totally decided, but it's a great race, I would say, in this race. And again, the 12 got brutal trip. It's going to have to find, J-Love going to have to find a spire. You could win from out here, but it's not easy. So, but he could work through it for sure. And the horse can improve. It's lightly raced, GSR 57. When you look at the genetic strength rating on all of them, the one's the one on the stretch out, right? I mean, they're all here. The 2, again, this horse ran a good race, finished second in that race. So you have to respect the 2. You could add there. I'd be, I was 12-2-5-1. Probably in if you're playing the pick 5 or the pick 4, maybe the pick 6, I might even go more narrow. I don't know yet. But the 7 and the 4, I think, fit in the 4 Jose. Someone's have to use in the 7 here. So it's it's a very tough race. But the 12's 100% live. If they can work out a trip, going to be there right there with the 2. I'm not sure, in the 5, again, a live long shot, and this horse maybe goes to the front or is able to sit right off. I haven't totally narrowed in, but I would single the 6 here. It'd be best bet of the card. This horse with Paco for Joe Sharp. Paco been riding a lot better on the dirt than turf, second time out, way too tough there. Doesn't need to lead. I think he can let whatever happens around him. I don't necessarily love Awesome Hawaiian here. I think that the 6, the real deal, romps on the race sim for Equine Edge. And I think this horse is a single, and again, doesn't need to lead. That was a tough 78 stakes. Now they get back, Joe's going right back to allowance. This horse could be tough with Paco. He's having a great meet. Jose, obviously, that's taking the lead, and he wins there yesterday in the comp. But I think Paco here, there's some other speed I don't love. In the 2, the long shot, I mean, gosh, if you beat the 6, my goodness, but it'd be the single for me of the card. I do a daily double as well. It's another great turf race. So it's I like the 12 in race 5. I would, key around the 6. We missed yesterday. That big 6 paid 12,000. Close, just the wrong single. But I think Charging Overtime is the real deal for Shane. He has Castillo riding. I kind of like that, He's Castillo, a great jock. And Shane started out hot, but he has been a little bit more cold. But, this horse didn't run in December, where the 2 ran in December with the 8 and the 10. And I like double singling, and it's a daily double would be my best bet coming out of that race. If I was playing a tournament, which I don't know, is there Twin Spires tournament? I would. There is. I'll probably play it, so you'll see me in it. But like I would daily double. I love that the 6 lost the first race. I didn't trust that horse. Like, no way. So you have to play 5 races. It's $100. That'd be my best bet, be 6-6. It's gonna be good odds. The source will take money even more than I have at 7-2. I trust the 6 here. I think will be tough in race 7 as well. You could spread, or you're spreading. I'm just gonna make a decision and take the 6 here on the race. And the 2 gonna have speed and rank good on the lead. That was a 44 that in that race. And again, a 16 race there back in December. The 6 broke so first out and then didn't show up here, but the 6 has a bull at work. That's a 7. There's the 6 coming out of the gate. The horse broke slow. The horse is gonna have to break. They can't break slow again. I mean, the 2 ran at a big price on the lead last out. The 8 and 10 came coming. That was a 44. So technically, Equinix has versus easier strength of race. Cherie Brian Hernandez riding the 8. I mean, here in race 7. So, but the single eye I'm using, again, going back to race 6. Thanks, Colin. I single here. I think the 3 might run second. That would be maybe an exacta play too, I would say, in a tournament. Because I just think the 6 is better. In the 3, you're going to get way better value off the 6. So that would be for sure. That'd be like a best bet, So it's like totally keen around the 6 says, is your winner most likely on the card for me? And then the 3 might get good value. You'd even beat the 4, So are you going to get like 12-1? Probably. So it's a good card because it's good horizontal option. It's totally good vertical options. It's awesome. So, again, getting back here. So I think that we have a really strong GSR here. The horse just got to get out of the gate, and Castillo rolled last out. I think he'll get the horse out. The 2 going to show speed. The 5's a question mark as a firster. I just don't know. Foley, Merle, a strong 70 GSR. So it's like in this race, you're either spreading or making a decision. If you're playing a big ticket, which I wouldn't, but again, I think the pick 4, you could play cheap and spread in the 2 turf and then play him narrow is what I would say too, if you're going to play horizontals. But that vertical bet, I would say in race 6 at like 6-3. So you have the 12. It says big win percent. I didn't necessarily love this horse, which is why I like the 6 a lot. I just think the 6 win the race in. And it's bred well. It just got break. I would love to see this just to I don't even know. I have no idea. But I trust our system, I guess. You know what I mean? The 2 cut, they're just coming from easier strength of race. So you're going to get pace from the 2. I just don't know, the 6 take over. The 8 speed, the 8 and the 10 come out of that same race. They both came running on. So, and if you're yours are I'm putting in my notes, you'll see them. So these horses are big prices. The 6 can be all the money. You could play a cheap pick 4 and spread, and it could pay really good, and then play it narrow, like super narrow. Dude, you could play 12-6-6 and then spread in the last. But here, for me, it's came around the 6 and race 6. It's the best bet for playing horizontals. So, the 6 win, the 2, the 8, and the 10 all come out of that same race. There's a 44. They're all prices. If the 6 has any trouble, then any one of them could win the race. The 1, New Moon, Jose, Cherie. This horse, ran a great work here on January 9th. I'd love to see this. This horse fits, I'm sure, for sure. The 5 is a firster. I mean, obviously, and then the 2 is like a must use. Obviously, the 8 spare me again. That's the Sheree Brian Hernandez rides. So, and it's a turf sprint. David Harrison always told me it's like one of the toughest races to handicap, right? Like, it's you could spread race 5 spread here if you wanted key the 6 and then decide in the last we'll talk about it. Then back tomorrow we got 9 races. I'll jump on again. So, you know, this race is good, I would say, because this why I thought it was just such a great card because it's tough, but I think you key race 5, 6, 7 around those. You decide. The 9 is tough post. We talk about it all the time. The 8 doesn't have the best post. Deal me trips. It's Paco on the dirt. I mean, he might just send and wire the group. It's possible. The 3 horse, the long shot. I mean, Bourgeois, Rodriguez. I like, in a race like 10,000 main claimers, state bred. Firsters, Big Mo, the 4. I think you could spread here, or Baco might just wire the group. It's tough. This horse, if you're going to spread, I'd use it. It rarely wins. It's like 3%. You got to have speed. The horse has a good pace number. It's going to be out there. Paco descending? I mean, what's the plan here? Pedroza riding here. I mean, no joke. At least the big jocks ride this race. Paco in. They're on the dirt going 5.5. Raquelme riding. Hernandez riding the 2. That's a firster. The win percents are all like wide open. It's such an outside post. They're so tough. I don't know because I don't really know how they're all working, and it's a state bred. So you look, I mean, this horse was claimed Mignon. I mean, Paco going to be the favorite for sure in the last, I would say. The 5 come running on. They all kind of come running on for sure. So I don't know, I mean, it's a tough one. Let me know what happens in race 2, then I'm going to let you all go. So I thought that, you have 8, 3, 9. I mean, you could spread here if you wanted. I mean, you for sure could. Use Paco, keep Paco there. You have options. You could, again, key around the 6 in race 6. My best bet, but so you could spread here. I haven't looked at what a ticket would be. I think you could play the pick 6, the pick 5, the pick 4s if you wanted, right? You have 1 key in race 6. You got to decide what to do in race 5 and 7. You could go narrow too. There's definitely, it's like a super good card from that perspective. There's good value and it's great racing on a Sunday. All right. Go Hawks. 6-4-3 in race 2, Gary. Yeah, we talked 6-4-5. It made sense, man. I mean, it's a really good card. Always a lot of fun. I haven't really decided what I'll do in the last. That's kind of the decision, in the turf races. But I definitely key around the 6 in race 6. You beat the favorite in race 1, race 2. What did the 6 end up being? Yeah, we talked about this source. If you're an E user, you'll see this. The source 1, 2 back, right? Very near the lead. Was the 6 on the lead? So with any other speed truck side, Jose will have, Jose rode Tom Amos, Maggie Moss. I mean, it didn't surprise me, for sure. But you have the last race, right? So it's a tough because the main claimer. I don't totally know how they're all working, but Paco, Alexis Clare off the claim, Ravelli. They just, is this horse gonna go the lead again? I mean, on the base, the 9's the tough post. 9 gonna go. I don't know. You gotta imagine the only way to win is from out there is to send. It's like There's no other way. A firster, Shane Castillo, he doesn't do great with firsters, so maybe not. This off the claim coming from a 38. I mean, was 11-1. I mean, I'd probably, again, I'm gonna probably play the tournament because you can still play 7 races, and I think it's for a feeder tournament. They're good on Twin Spires. If you have an opinion, that exactly be a good one, or daily doubles, or find it. Key the 6, though. That horse winning. That'd be my guess. So I don't really know here. I mean, the 3 might run. It's the long shot, morning line. Keith Bourgeois, he does a great meet. Now, last year I remember it like switching these state breds. I don't remember when it was. We're January 18th, so it's day 33, probably like right now. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to find out some more work info on these definitely later. I got some more time. All right. I let you all go. That was really long. Have fun. Good day. Watch some football. Great racing at Fairgrounds. We'll be back tomorrow. Special card for a Monday. MLK. Chat soon.